Hello everybody, my name is Retroliser and welcome back to Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. And of course, if we all remember from last time, Edgeworth got himself wrecked by the well, not really by the own, but by the system that he is a part of. Karma? Ah, Karma bit him in the arse. Oh, okay, it's a name. German? He's the best prosecutor there is. He hasn't lost a case in his 40-year career. He is a god of prosecution, Wright. A god. Not a single case, ladies and gentlemen. He'll do anything. Oh. Sounds like someone else I know, Edgeworth. You don't understand. I mean, he'll really do anything. Manfred von Karma is a man to be feared. Well, I don't think there's any proof of that. He taught me what it really means to prosecute. Well, okay. Just picture a prosecutor as vicious as me, well at least he's honest, multiplied by a factor of 10. So he was your teacher? Yes. And now he's trying to get you found guilty? What a creep. Oh wait, maybe he's planning on losing on purpose to help you out. Not a chance, he hasn't lost once in 40 years. He's as ruthless as me, times 20. That's pretty ruthless. Wow, that's putting it lightly, don't you think? I guess that's something like mere. Bleh. But anyway. Maya? Yeah? We could really be using Mia's help right now, don't you think? Oh. I can't. You're weak! I tried, I really tried, but I couldn't reach. You couldn't reach? I think it's because I haven't been training. Well then. Talk about lazy. My powers are weak again. Oh man, what bad timing. I'll try my best. I hope so. What are you whispering about? Oh, nothing. Let's head in and meet Manfred von Karma. Welcome to December 26th, 10 AM, District Court, Courtroom 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready. Ah, look at this man. Is he going to say anything? Fool. Oh, okay. You seriously think that I would stand here were I not completely prepared? He's even got the judge scared. Very well, your opening statement, please. Decisive evidence. Decisive witness. What else could there possibly be? I don't know. A written confession, perhaps? The prosecution may call its first witness. Is he royalty or something? No, he's just God. I call the detective in charge of this case, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Describe the incident, now. Yes, sir. And of course he looks nervous because he's going to get his shit wrecked by the German. Please take a look at the map. The murder happened late Christmas Eve around midnight. There was one boat in the very middle of the lake. There were two men on the boat. Now, there happened to be a woman camping here on the edge of the lake. At 12:10 AM, she heard two pistol shots. Then the boat started to move inland towards the boat rental shop. I see. Testify to the court about your arrest. Now. I'm the one that's meant to do that shit. Nope. Thought as much. Wrong. There is only one thing you need to do here. You will slam down your gavel and say the word guilty. That is your role. Oh yes, you're quite right. My apologies for never understanding what it means to be a judge in my X amount of years. A man called into the station around 30 minutes after midnight. Well, that's called Christmas Day. We headed to the crime scene as fast as we could. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. Now, I don't suspect him of anything, but the next morning a body was found in the lake. So we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth. Great. Very well. Begin your cross-examination, attorney. Now. Oh, look at those eyes. A man called into the station around 30 minutes after midnight. We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. That's where we found Edgeworth. Now, I didn't suspect anything of him at all, but the next morning a body was found. Might as well find out more about it. Did you find any clues on the body? A single bullet was recovered from the body. He was shot through the heart. Fatality? It didn't strike bone, so its shape is well preserved. Hello there, pistol bullet. Hooray for me. So we had to arrest Edgeworth. Well, what? How? Why? Well, we found the murder weapon in the boat. Oh, great. A pistol. Detective Gumshoe, that is a vital piece of information. Please revise your testimony. Right, so sorry, Your Honour. The murder weapon we found in the boat was decisive evidence. But why? In fact, let's have a look. Oh, we don't get it added to the court record yet. Yes, what about it? Well, is it not obvious? Fingerprints of doom. That's because Edgeworth got the evil laugh from him. There were fingerprints, and of course they were Edgeworth's. Mr. Edgeworth's right hand. Well, that's great, I guess. Yep. Order! Order! So, Mr. Edgeworth's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon? Yes. Well, that's most unfortunate. Let's clock off for dinner. And let him get booked into prison then. Members of the court, we now have the pistol used in the murder and the bullet found in the body. Detective. Yes, sir? Was the bullet found in the body fired from this pistol? Yes. The ballistic markings on the bullet match the pistol. Well, that's just grand, I guess. Wow, she doesn't know about ballistic markings? Does she know anything? Yes, even I'm surprised. Well, I'm not actually surprised at all. I shall explain. In fact, Judge, you do it. Is he going to say anything? Aha! Ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun due to the fact that the rifling marks leave distinctive marks on each bullet that it fires. Therefore, any bullets fired from one gun can always be matched to it. However, if I was to have a bullet from two guns, one would not match the other in terms of the markings. There you go. Two guns, one bullet from each, therefore one bullet would not match one gun and the other would not match the other. Blah, blah, blah. Easy enough. This leads to one inevitable conclusion. The bullet found in the victim's heart was without a doubt fired from this pistol. This pistol, which as you may recall, was covered with the defendant's own fingerprints. Hooray for me. Oh, this is not bad. I'm sure we'll be able to go and turn this shit around. You'll be able to go and pull out some convoluted way in which, you know, it was someone else who did it. However what? You wish to hear the witness speak, no doubt. Very well. I'm somewhat fatigued, and I will take a brief break. I will call my witness after the recess, which will last 10 minutes. Judge. Wait, what? Judge, I want dinner. I demand an hour recess so I can have my steak. Just bang your flimsy gavel and get on with it, man. Well, that's just grand, I guess. Who's running this court, anyway? Well, is it not obvious? It's the German across the way. How delightful. Now, Edgeworth, what's going on here? Your fingerprints were on the murder weapon. Yeah. And that foggy photo makes one thing clear. The only one who could have shot that man was the person in the photo. True. Was that you in the boat? Yes, it was me. What? But you must believe me, I didn't shoot him. Then who did? I don't know. You don't know? Weren't you right there? Yes. I heard a gunshot from very close by. Then the other man fell from the boat. I can't say why, but I thought at the time that he had shot himself. Suicide? No, I don't believe that for a moment. That's the only explanation I can come up with. How am I going to convince anyone of that? Say, Maya, any progress with Mia? None. It's no good. Ugh. I know. I'm no good for anything, am I, Nick? If I can't call my sister, I might as well not be here, right? No, I need you here. I might as well. I need all the help I can get. Even though you're no help at all. At least she was able to hit that nail right on the head. Now. I'm a spirit medium who can't even contact spirits. Well, that's true, I guess. I guess that just calls you unemployed. But anyway. Whoa, right. Don't jinx this case any worse than it already is. It's bad for my heart. Oh. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, whatever. Have a nice day. Court is back in session. Mr. Von Karma, call your witness, please. Will Ms. Lotta Hart take the stand? Lotta Hart, you were a research student at a university? That I am. Good, then begin by telling us what you saw the night of the incident. And don't add anything trivial or subjective, understand? Y'all need to learn some manners. Understand! Thought as much. Yeah, I understand. Well then, please get on with your testimony. Right, let's see what we have here. It was Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. That makes it Christmas Day. I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Then there was another bang. There wasn't nary a thing on the lake, but that boat. Enough. Huh? Judge, she happened to take a photo of the incident. This is that photo. Accept it as evidence. Oh, really? And this looks like the very moment of the murder. Dun dun dun! Unfortunately, you can't see shit. Wait a second. Didn't she say she was going to make an enlargement? Why have we not seen that yet? So, the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. This sounds like a really long logic chain. Which it is. Unfortunately, according to the game plotline, it's wrong. Unless, of course, it is Edgeworth and I get him off the hook for no reason. Well, Judge, the evidence is decisive. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well, this court finds the defendant. Objection. We have the right to cross-examine. Naturally. We have photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty. Oh, you lose. Or, do you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony? Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. You will only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court. Oh my lord. She doesn't understand. I'm amazed. But yes, there must be something. Otherwise this game wouldn't progress. Now, let's go and take this bastard down. I understand I will cross-examine. And already I'm going to get murdered. I pray for your sake this isn't a waste of time. Let's begin. Now, might as well start here and point out that it's actually Christmas Day. Just after midnight, you say. In other words, it was no longer Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day. Dun dun dun! Well, yeah. And of course, I know you want to find contradictions, but really. I hope your next contradiction is a little more relevant to the trial. Witness, continue your testimony. I was in my car. Why were you camping there anyway? I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to use in my research. Yes, let's find out more, although I know it's something else. Objection. It's irrelevant. What does the witness's motive in camping by the lake have to do with this case? The answer is nothing. I object to this line of questioning. Objection sustained. What? Well then, say it already. Objection sustained. Thanks for nothing. That was amusing. Hey, that's my job. Well, go on then, say it for me. Objection sustained. Hooray! I heard this bang come up from the lake. So you weren't looking at the lake at the time? Well, no. I looked after I heard that noise. And of course it's irrelevant. She said that already. I asked you to find contradictions, not leisurely chat with the witness. Irk. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Well, that's nice, I guess. The owl and the pussycat went out to sea in a beautiful pea-green boat. Could you clearly see the two men? Well, just look at the picture. Clear enough for you? Well, no, there's fuck all there. Wait a second. I was asking you about the photo. I was asking if you saw the men. Well, yeah, of course. The witness has testified that she saw them. There's also a photo. You best look elsewhere for your precious contradictions. Of course he's hiding something. Then there was another bang. Well, naturally that was the other gunshot. Were you watching? No. Oh, okay. You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless! Contradictions, Mr. Wright, not meaningless babble. Von Karma, I think I hate you. He's trying to keep me from talking to the witness. To what end? Well, isn't it obvious? To get a guilty verdict? A guilty verdict? There wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat. Are you sure about that? Yeah, sure as a country gal can be. That sounds pretty sure. How come you're so sure? Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake. Scanned the whole lake? It almost sounds like she was more interested in the lake than the boat. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, the witness has answered the question in full. True that. No need for further questions. Objection sustained. That's what I'm... Sustained. Yes, of course. Oh, great. Oh, we done? Enough. I think we've heard all we need to hear, Mr. Wright. It seems you are unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting. Which means something is going to inexplicably happen that's going to give me a chance to go and prove there's a contradiction. You keep your promise. I am afraid that I will have to penalise any further outbursts by holding you in contempt of court. And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood? Yes? Lotter's testimony is fishy, Nick. Real fishy. I know what you mean, but if I can't say anything, what can I do? I believe we've covered the evidence, and therefore... Yep, your judgment. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, please take the stand. Hello? Who was that? It was me. Hello, is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities? No, I do not. Lotta Hart, your testimony stinks. Well, okay, sad face. It's unclear whether you were actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Lotta, did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire that pistol? You will stand down. The court does not acknowledge the defense's outburst. Answer me. What's the big idea, treating me like some kind of criminal? I saw him. I swear it. I saw Edgeworth. Enough. Judge, declare the defense in contempt of court. Indeed, Mr. Wright, you will leave the court. Yep, thought as much. He is in contempt of court and must leave. Hold it. Exactly. I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honour. Nick is innocent. Ha! What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Wrong! She said something. Which means I have the right to cross-examine it. She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony, and I have a right to cross-examine her again. Huzzah. Whoa, too many orders. You're in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Judge, sustain my objection. He's finally going to grow a pair of balls. But I cannot. What? Ms. Lotta Hart has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again, but he is in contempt of court. Sad face. Oh, Von Karma is such a unhappy bunny now. Very well. Maya Fey, you will leave the courtroom immediately. I did what I could. You have to do the rest. Good luck. Well, fuck. Oh well. Peh. I care not for this melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate badgering of my witnesses. Well, fuck. Oh well. I'll do something. I'll prove you wrong. Somehow. Depends on what's done. That last statement. I saw it clear as day. The man on the boat was Edgeworth. Okay. That's it. What? Is that it? Is that it? Well, okay. The lake photo says otherwise, bitch. Got you, Miss Hart, finally. Ha ha ha! You got what? A contradiction. The photo I took? Yes. What else? There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog. This picture was taken with professional high-quality film, correct? Yet even it could not capture the faces of the men on the boat. Yet you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth. How? Ooh. Finally, we have something. Hello. That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony. Please. Yet now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain. Could you see the defendant that night? Of course. I said I could, and I meant I could. Then please testify as to how. Chances are it would be binoculars. Oh, come on. It can easily be plugged. I'm sure. So there's nothing really of that much interest here. Right. You're right. It was a cold night and the fog was thick as grits. Well, that's nice, I guess. So once I finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise out on the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See? No problem. Yeah. No. Right. It's not going to be good. Those eyes, they're just so demonic. It was a colder night. Yes, we know. So, how could you see Mr. Edgeworth? Now just hold your horses. You hasty Yankee types never find a girl where I'm from. Oh, okay. Defense attorneys have trouble with that as it is. Nobody loves me. Oh dear, poor child. Who cares? Your camera. It's got an automatic objection. It is irrelevant. True with that. Well, of course she's not going to answer them if they're irrelevant, you moron. Binoculars? Well, yeah, you know, great big glass-like things. Yesterday you mentioned that you were out looking for shooting stars. Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars for that? Oh, that caught a nerve. No, it wasn't. The camera is irrelevant to this case. You can't say that for certain. Is the camera really relevant? If you believe it is, you may continue with this line of questioning. But know this, if you find nothing, there will be consequences. Like, say, a guilty verdict of doom. Yeah, press further. Because I know what the real, is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning. Yeah, you went overboard. Miss Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera. Yeah, I hear you. The camera was set up to take a picture of a meteor shower. That's bullshit. It was facing the lake. You were photographing shooting stars? That's a lie. Says who? Says your camera. Indeed. It was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of the stars. Oof! I didn't know that, Mr. Wright. Thank you for correcting it. Yes, what are you driving at? The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars. Yes, is this even relevant? Show evidence. I know what it is. What was Ms. Hart trying to photograph at the lake? Well, is it not obvious? It is gaudy. Thank you. This is what you were trying to photograph. A newspaper? Giant life form appears in Gourd Lake. Looks like a fist still. Ah, the sighting at Gourd Lake. I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof or something? Let's see a proof that I was down at the lake trying to photograph this Gordy. I have proof. I think. Yes, I have proof. I do have proof, actually. There is no joking around. Here is my proof. The camera itself. After all, it is there to go and automatically take pictures when a loud noise is detected. Here it is. Your camera was set to take... Yep, thought as much. Thus, this photograph here, taken when a gun fired on the lake, blah blah blah. Here, this article about Gordy. Right, let's have a look. According to this article, Gordy made a loud noise when it emerged. Well... Although I still ask, what is the relevance? There is no relevance for learning about why she was there at the lake. And Von Karma's gonna go and wreck your shit with that, you know. Yeah, sure, yeah. Well, anyway. You were camping there to try and take a picture of Gordy. Well, what's this got to do with anything? Are all you lawyers that smart? So smart, boy. I was down there trying to photograph Gordy. You got me. So what? Indeed. See? Is nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Sad face. Oh well. It changes nothing. So, there we go. Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Oh, come on! This is all a waste of time. Ugh. This is irrelevant. Oh well. And I'm going to spot it. Well, I guess. Right, actually I'm not a research student. I'm an investigative photographer. Okay. Imagine what a scoop it'd be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight out at the lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched that boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at that boat the whole time. Crossed my heart and hoped to fly. Fry? I didn't read that. Oh well. Hello. The witness's testimony is unchanged from before. Whether she is... okay. There is no need to waste more of our time with another pointless cross-examination. You do not have the right to deny me. Because why? Was there a contradiction? Well, of course there was a contradiction somewhere. You seem sure of yourself. You must have something in mind. That would be a first. No, it's never a first. This is your last chance. If there is a problem with the testimony this time, you will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict. Understood? Yeah, well... The only thing I can think of is that if she's interested in Gordy, she wouldn't have bothered with looking at the boat. Yeah, I know. Let's have a look. That's why I was camping out by the lake, but that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight out that lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I was... I'm gonna prove you otherwise. Objection! Because you'd be looking for Gordy! See? Even though that is supposition at its best. Any normal person would be looking at it. But you are far from normal. Ow, that is harsh. You were camping at the lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gordy, that's what. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought. Forgive me, but that is supposition. Supposition. You testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You needed them to search for Gordy, and that's what you were doing. And she's broken. Well, now that y'all mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there and all. Are you saying that you were not watching the boat then? Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, you know, I could be a witness to a real murder and all. I kind of got excited. What? But hey, you got the photograph, you got proof. Right, that's why I took this photo and... Oh! It's the enlargement! That's enough. You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole. Oh! Harsh words. Well, is it not oh, she's fine. He's finally remembered. Oh well. It matters not. Although, I want to see this enlargement. Yes. Oh well. I've got a hunch. Nah, we'll find out soon enough. Make her show the enlargement, naturally. Ms. Hart, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why has it not been presented? Because it does not exist. What are y'all talking about? You were the one who told me not to show it in court in the first place, you old fool. Oof. He should be arrested for that. That's, I don't know, concealing evidence. Ms. Hart, show us this. Indeed, show us the enlargement. Hello. The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence. Denied. You mean overruled? The witness will show the enlargement. Ah, that's better. Hello. Wait a minute, whoa. God, that's so grainy. But, if I remember correctly, let's have a quick look. Fired 3 times? But we've only heard 2 shots. Bears prints from Edgeworth's right hand. Well, that one's the left. So, forgive me, but no. That's not going to work for me. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Well, no. Yes, there is a contradiction. You asked for the enlargement, you got the enlargement, but does it prove anything? That's why I requested she not show it. Well, I regret that you are quite wrong, Mr. Von Karma. I would like to close the cross-examination of Ms. Lotta Hart, and none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time. None at all. I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence, decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Oh, that direct quote of your own self. And I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict. Well, of course there's a clue in that photo. Can't you bloody see it? Object. Your Honour, there is something decidedly strange with this enlargement. Well, is it not obvious? A contradiction. There's always contradictions. That's why the concept of objections exists. Okay, here goes nothing. I will show the judge what's strange. Well, go on then. It would obviously be this hand. Yes. Here, Your Honour. The shooter? I'm not sure I understand, but what about the shooter is strange. Look at the hand holding the pistol. The hand? That hand directly contradicts the pistol itself. See? Let me show you. I'll show you the evidence that it contradicts. It contradicts the pistol. Ta-da! The man in this photograph is holding that pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were from Edgeworth's right hand. Explain that. The man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth. Well, Phoenix Wright 1, Manfred von Karma 0. Liverpool 3. Ah! Now, I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honour? You have given us definitive proof today. We now know that it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. If Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, then who shot our victim? There is actually one thing I would like to have answered, which is why is his hand, fingerprints on the gun itself? As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Who but the defendant could have shot the victim? The victim himself, perhaps? The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself. Dun dun dun! Order! So, you are saying that the victim committed suicide? I can think of no other explanation. That does seem to be the only remaining option, and of course, I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright, but suicide is out of the question. Let me guess, gunpowder burns around the bullet hole, there aren't any. Ergo. Thought as much. Yes, the victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away. Yes. There was no way it could have been suicide. Then explain the problem here, then, Von Karma. Well, of course he's sure. Nah. Well then. Let's see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun revealed that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. Ergo, Mr. Edgeworth is and isn't. Ergo, it is therefore Schrodinger's cat that did the killing. Benny Hill. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings, and of course, they will further investigate into this matter. Yes, Your Honour. And of course, he's not going to say shit. The court is adjourned. Well, this is just grand, I guess. Indeed, it was a close one. You okay there? No, I have yet to be declared innocent, Wright. I'm not going to say anything. If he didn't commit suicide, then who? The shooter was about a meter away, too. Don't give me that look. I did not kill him. I was just kidding around. Kidding around? Christ, this is a bit of a bad time for making jokes. Anyway, how is Maya? Tell her something for me. Are you going to say anything? Tell her to watch what she says in court. That's all. Yeah, I'm sure she'll be happy to hear you say that, Edgeworth. Jerk. No, he has a very valid point there. I requisitioned a transcript of Lotta's entire testimony. I thought it might give me some ammunition for the trial tomorrow. Of course, she didn't see the shooter, so the only part of her testimony that stood was the bang, she said. The bangs! There was 2, although there's technically meant to be 3. But oh well. With that in mind, of course, it is the end of the trial and therefore the end of this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. That was a very intriguing part, and of course we've been able to go and see ourselves a brand new prosecutor, and one that is certainly proving to be formidable in his prosecutorial prowess. I hope that's a word. I'll have to go and investigate that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you wish to go and watch more of what I and my ever cynical friend Total Refund create, then please check out what is provided on my left in these selection boxes. There is plenty to watch and enjoy. But anyway, thank you very much once more for watching, and of course from me, ta-ta.